Today, Field of FOVREAL brings to you our most anticipated games of 2021. High note, this list is by no means all of the grades that we're expecting this year. We can all just agree to disagree in a later video. Now, without further delay, let's set the stage. Alright, so first on our list, which I might add is in no particular order, is Traffic Jams, coming to us from Vertigo Games and Little Chicken Game Company. I speak for most of us when I say that directing traffic has never been a dream of ours, but when it looks this fun, I'm considering a change in profession. Here, you'll need to keep up with controlling the flow of vehicles and pedestrians in some of the busiest roadways in the world. A major reason this game sits on our list is the optional addition of your friends and family messing with your job. From a mobile device, up to 4 additional players can control the flow of traffic, break laws, and cause general mayhem by summoning things like monsters and natural disasters that'll surely dash any dreams you have of pursuing this career in general. Traffic Jams will be coming to all major VR platforms Q1 of this year. See what I did there? This next one comes pixel rip right from the imagination of a child, your Saturday morning cartoon lineup, and the experienced folks over at, and if I'm saying this wrong, please correct me, I'm good for it. Havori Immersive Experiences, a fresh take on the bullet hell genre called Yuki. You take control of an action figure in her own anime universe. Just look at how well the animation is done here. That alone should have you wishlisting this. Accompanied with a sure-to-be phenomenal soundtrack, Yuki's gameplay will have you carrying the action as you flow to avoid obstacles, dodge projectiles, and become the hero of your very own show. One major point of interest here is the game's progression system. As you upgrade Yuki, the game's procedural levels take note and ramp up the difficulty. Yuki takes flight on all major VR platforms sometime this year. Now here's a project we've been following for some time. Steel Crew from Magnus Ander. First-time developer with a clear understanding of what VR players are looking for. Before we go any further, I need to acknowledge that this one is still in active development and just came out of a playtest. So no need for us to write it off on its visual state. Lower your turrets and remember a good game needs a good foundation before you can start swapping out assets, and we think this one's bound for greatness. Join a World War II tank crew in a PvP battle where your tactics and communication will determine the fate of your squad. You've played tank games before, but not like this. In VR, you're physically occupying these positions, navigating difficult terrains, spotting enemies, and loading ammunitions as a driver, gunner, or commander. You'll find yourself teaming up with and against other tanks in this battle that might have you on the wrong side of a dead track if you're slow on the pull. Steel Crew is set to launch this year on PC VR with a general 2021 release window. From the confines of the front lines, we dive headfirst into utter nonsense with Captain Toonhead versus the punks from outer space, brought to us by TerraVision Games. A single-player tower defense unlike anything we could come up with sober. Now, I couldn't write this any better than the creators themselves, so here we go. This game has you shooting off heat-seeking fireworks, launching pinatas from a catapult, and projecting lethal beams of hot sauce from your hands. All in all, defending against waves of cyber chickens, punks, and terror sharks. Have I mentioned they have a T-Rex?
You said you've got a T-Rex?
Uh-huh. Say again. We have a T-Rex.
Captain Toonhead versus the punks from outer space is set to explode onto PC VR as well as PlayStation VR during the first half of this year. One of my personal favorites, and I cannot stress how intrigued I am by this next one, Maskmaker. Inner Space VR and MWM Interactive have sculpted a beautiful single-player experience where you will have to forage for components and learn to craft your very own masks as a Maskmaker's apprentice. Shape them how you see fit, and through them, discover gateways to faraway lands. To do this, you'll need to grow your craft and unlock certain abilities and areas. We can only guess from this that many of its puzzles found in and around the world will need to be visited many times using the abilities each mask variant provides. As you explore, you'll uncover the mysteries surrounding this realm's deity, Prospero, all while dressed to impress. Honestly, we cannot wait to see what the community behind this one carves up when Maskmaker hits PC and PlayStation VR on April 20th. Running a tabletop campaign is hard. Running them during the pandemic is even harder. Solution? Digital Game Night with Demio, an RPG dungeon crawler worked up by Resolution Games. You alone or together with other brave Fellowship Guardians will explore this world's corrupted catacombs in search of treasures and terrors using powerful card-based magic and turn-based attacks. which already has most of us lying in wait. We'll get our chance to roll the dice when Demio comes to PC VR with Quest support later this year. Back in 2016, Vertigo Games released Arizona Sunshine to the world and made claim as the VR zombie game early on. Many titles have followed like Shambling Waves of the Undead, but few have been able to capture that multiplayer base with ease. In 2021, Vertigo hopes to reignite the age-old question, what if zombies, but ice? After the Fall has everything you've come to expect from a zombie slayer, with quite a few tricks up its sleeve. Here in an alternate timeline, Los Angeles is experiencing a post-apocalyptic ice age filled to the brim with the undead. Working alone or with up to 3 other survivors, you must explore this frozen wasteland collecting materials to craft bigger and badder weaponry. You'll also want to revisit these levels time and time again, which will allow you to farm materials and gives the arcade zombie genre a much needed push in the right direction. We're bound to survive this frozen hellscape when it comes to PC VR and PlayStation VR this summer. We have one last entry on our list, and it's also the most terrifying. Wraith The Oblivion Afterlife from Fast Travel Games. You play as a photographer who recently died, now wandering the halls of Barclay Mansion with some unfinished business. You'll investigate and uncover the mystery of your death using supernatural abilities while keeping a lookout for any vengeful spirits and avoiding them at all cost. Not sure if you can be killed twice, but I'm not really keen to find out. This atmospheric horror will test your sanity as your own soul manifests itself only to judge your decisions to cower in closets time after time. We'll join you in spirit when Wraith The Oblivion Afterlife comes to PC VR and Oculus Quest May 25th. So that's it. That's our top 8 under 8. Did we hit the spot? Any upcoming games you feel deserve a mention? Leave us a comment, go ahead and share your top picks for VR in 2021 down below. Now if you'll excuse me, I got games to play.